Welcome to the second part of our interview with Mr. Cleophas Ogutu. Mr. Cleophas is project manager for AMI and GIS data cleanup at Kenya Power. In this part, we will dive into funding, key challenges, and lessons from the work in smart metering. Cleophas, welcome back.
Yes.
We will start with the next session. Is funding secure for existing or planned smart metering projects, either through government's budgets, public-private partnership models, or support from international financial institutions such as the African Development Bank, World Bank, and others? Or generally, what are your funding for smart metering projects?
Thank you very much. We use a blend of funding in supporting our smart metering and the aspect of utility digitalization. PPPs, not very much, but there's a policy being done by the government so that we can also leverage on that. We've had so many companies that have tried to come in that form, but without a laid down regulation on how to go about it, then we've not really concentrated on that. I can say we've had, our company is not fully government owned. The government has shares, almost around 51%. And then we have the shareholders, those who contribute to own the company. And therefore, we can't say that the government directly supports us in terms of the projects or implementation of the MI. But I can say they do it indirectly. In which manner? We get a blend of two. There might be a drive by the government to increase electricity access rate by a certain percentage. Now, when that is done, we become the implementing agents. So the Treasury, the government approaches the donors and they tell them, help the country Kenya to increase electricity access from maybe 40 to 75%. Right now we are at 76%. But there was a time within a very short time we leaped from 30 to 70. And now we've been adding a little. So in that kind of approach, you realize is the government desire to increase electricity access rate, and the utility now become the implementing agency. So the government agrees with the donors, but they also agree with that as per our design or as per our budget, and then we implement on behalf of the government. So for that matter, that's an indirect funding by the government, but the government is also supported by donors. Then there are cases where we might also come up with budgets on matters electricity digitalization and smart metering. It busts our budget, and the government also being a great shareholder will have a very serious say insofar as any loan that we sign with the donors like World Bank, FDB. So there are those two approaches that we use. So right now I can confirm we have JICA supporting us, we have FDB supporting us, we have also last mile or projects under World Bank, which are meant to increase electricity access rate. Now, you can't say that exclusively this project is either through the government or through the World Bank. There are times we blend along the way. The government might want to increase the electricity access, but take the funding for the low voltage side. But we realize that we need to take the funding for some reinforcement so that we are able to support what is on the low voltage side. So basically, government not directly, but through that kind of formation. But most of our electricity access rate has been through the donors, World Bank, JICA, FDB.
Donation or loan?
Both grants and loans.
Grants and loans.
Yes. Yes.
And so you, if I understand well, you use the funds from governments, from expand electricity access. In that projects, you also implement smart metering systems.
Correct. Where the government initiates the need for electricity access and we become the implementing agency, then they get the money from the implementing agency and we implement. But where we've also approached the government to stand in for us as guarantors so that we get money from the donors, then the loan is us and we pay for that.
Do you have cooperation with any European bank?
Yes, I think there's one project that we are doing with the European Bank. Yes.
Which bank? You don't know?
No, I'm not very much. I don't know whether it is European Investment Bank, but yeah.
Okay, and what do you expect for next smart metering project? We mentioned that you plan in the next 5-10 years to replace the rest of the meters. How do you expect that you will fund that? On the same way, or
the best approach would be donor funded?
Donor funded.
Yes, directly or indirectly. Directly, where the government stands in for us, and we get the money from the donors, and indirectly, where the government also initiates that. Yeah, I'm saying that because I had said earlier that there are cases where the regulator pronounces itself. He says, "I want data, real data." If that is the case, then it means the customers that you are onboarding must be on smart meters. And if we cannot meet that cost with our internal funds, then we need to go to the regulator and by extension the government and say for us to comply with this as quickly as needed. We are not saying we don't want to comply with it as a utility, but for us to comply with it as a utility, we will have to get some funding, and you will stand in for us as a guarantor, because this is a law that we need to comply with. Then there's also the aspect, like now we are doing another very wonderful project, which is trying to get solar in the remote places to supply people with that. So those are government initiatives. Yeah.
Tell me, who are the other shareholders of Kenya Power? Government have 51% of ownership. Other shareholders are private entities.
We have corporates. We have also individuals.
Okay.
Yes. So that is the combination.
Tell me, you are also a lighting company. So I guess public lighting is also your responsibility of your company.
That's a good one, because it is relative. There are cases we do public lighting as an aspect of corporate social responsibility. There are cases which might have some insecurity. There are cases where you might want to promote business by people working 24 hours. And therefore, the company takes it upon itself to ensure that we give light as an aspect of also blending with the community. Now, we have, Kenya is divided in very many counties, 47 counties to be specific. So there are places, roads, streets, which are duty bound to be lit by the county. So for that matter, we can help the county with the technology, so that we also have so many mix of kind of street lights and public lighting. So we assist them with the right standard, the right technology. Obviously, they will have to pay for the bills that come out from there. They pay for the cost of buying those lights and the labor cost and everything associated with it. Then there are also places where maybe a big company decide to do their own lighting. So I'm seeing it's like there is no really unique regulations as to who is supposed to do the lighting. I don't know how other countries do it, because I wish it was there, because this mix that we are having, at times public lit places go off because somebody did not pay the bill.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that in many countries, cities are owners of public lighting, and
Okay.
they have separate company for maintaining of that.
Yes.
And in last few years, I see a lot of projects for replacement of lamps on public lighting, and to put the new lamps which decrease the level of electricity consumptions more than 10 times. But many cities do that with public-private partnership model.
I think
Private partner invest in replacement.
I think that's a good idea. As you're talking, I'm just going through my mind and visualizing what is happening and what else can that kind of approach do. When you do a public lighting like that, that structure that supports the light can support the CCTV. It can also support other billboards, whatever, for adverts. So I think the need for standardization and for cities to take care of that, so that we have all these other implied services like CCTV, adverts, also coming on the same structure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we can continue with our next questions. What are the key challenges you see in the implementation of smart meters in Kenya? Technical, infrastructural, regulatory, or financial, and how can they be overcome? So we mentioned some of them, but maybe you have to add something.
Technically, you think of interoperability issues. When we go big like that, we must get the system right, you must get the devices right, you must get the telecommunication right. And there comes now how, again, do you ensure that as you go big, you are also not just totally overhauling what you have, and what you have might be of the earlier technology, and now you want to bring on board a new technology. So you need to look at matters that will bring incompatibility. You need to look into issues to do with the interoperability, because the devices can fail to talk amongst themselves and fail to talk with the system. So it's a matter of getting the three blocks right: the device, telecommunication, and the system. Then now you also come to the capacity of these systems. So that now takes me to the next one. All these technical things, for you to get it right, you need money. Yeah. So you need the funding. So funding by default will also become a concern for us to be able to move there. I don't think regulation might be a challenge to us, because it has been indirectly stated. So I don't think that we need a regulation to go that way. Time has caught up with us. Technology has caught up with us. The need for us to go there. Everybody is talking data. And yes, that is what it is. And yeah, it's also a matter of taking, how will we get end-to-end reliable technology? I mean, there are people who offer so many technological solutions. I would wish that we get an end-to-end solution. We get a very reputable service provider. And as you do that, we also don't forget the human beings. When you move that direction, the skills gap also come in. So there will also be a need for us to enhance our capacity development, retool people, reskill them, and also get new people as the technology goes. I'm foreseeing, and I've already started seeing in our utility. Earlier on, people thought electricity utility will only have electrical engineers. No. Nowadays, we have people who have done serious data analytics. All they need is from the engineers to tell them that this is how you need to come up with an algorithm that is supposed to sort out this. I can assure you, you will not get those snakes that they use. They use anacondas, they use the pythons. You get your data being immersed into a certain algorithm, and you come up with exceptions. So the need to get skills which are not just electrical engineers is important. The need for us not to lose the ones that we have, because they have some institutional memory, they have a lot of experience that they can also use now to guide the new people. So skilling or doing the capacity development training for the workforce is also a challenge. It's also something that we need to look into.
Tell me, do you expect that if you start to use PLC communication, G3 PLC, G3 PLC hybrid, do you expect that you will be able to mix meters of different manufacturers on one substation area? Do you expect that it will work on the field?
It's not just an expectation, it's unavoidable. It's our desire. That is what we want.
Okay. So it will be a requirement.
Good. A big one.
And it is the best way to prove interoperability.
Yeah, and you see why would you have many vendors? It's also you want to rely on economy of scales. You want to also increase some competition. When people know that you are going for one, that one person will just be complacent, will be comfortable and give you the rate that they want. So it's also good to keep people on their toes, knowing that there's no guarantee that I'll get from you. You are going to compete with all these people. Yeah. So we don't want to lose on that advantage of economy of scale. And as you have said, when you come and maybe somebody tells me my system is open, I want to test the interoperability. I want to test the compatibility. Yes.
Tell me, do you expect that at the end of smart metering rollout process, you will have only one hidden system? If everything is interoperable, then it is enough to have one hidden system.
The best would have been to have that. I know in many utilities they call it universal head-end system. I think I would wish to have a situation where you have the universal head-end, you have like a universal DCU, and you have meters that communicate with that platform. That will be my ideal way of the structure of the AMI platform when we go that.
I agree with you.
Yes, thank you.
It is good direction.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, do you start, because you mentioned you have a lot of data with smart metering, do you see any artificial intelligence tools for helping you to get some good information from a lot of data? Do you have any experience with that, or you expect that in the future?
I see the success of generally the success of advanced metering infrastructure or AMI is premised on four things. One, you embrace the right technology. The second one, which is very important, is data analytics. And there comes what you're talking about. Data analytics, AI must come in. So that's what I agree with you. I expect an element of advanced even data analytics. Because the reason as to why you want to analyze fast for us will be to mitigate on losses. Those who steal our electricity are also smart. So they will not give you mediocre way of just stealing electricity. You need to have advanced or serious data analytics for you to be able to come with the exceptions where you are likely to lose because people are stealing electricity. So technology, data analytics. The other one is the element of enforcement. I have found somebody stealing electricity. Is the law punitive enough to deter that person, or also to ensure that the rest also learn from it? Then the other one is what I was talking about, soft skills, corporate social responsibility. Go and light a place. Let them also embrace the company as theirs. So those four are very key. So just to go back to your answer, AI, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Cleophas, tell me for the end, what is the most important lesson you learned throughout your career? Do you have any advice for younger colleagues?
That's a good one. The first one is that it's always important that you purpose to solve the problems at hand using technology. And again, as you go about, I started by talking about experience and journey. There'll be a journey in you deploying any technology to solve the problem at hand. Now, one lesson that I've learned along the way is that even if I don't get it very right the way I expected, that should not dampen my spirit. I should take that one as a lesson learned and see how to improve on it. The other lesson that I've learned is that theory is different from practical. Everybody can feel something and tell you, yes, I will comply, I will do. But when it comes, you find it differently. So one unique thing that I've learned about deployment of AMI and the aspect of utility digitalization, it is always important to blend the prowess of the service provider with the institutional experience and the experts. It is the experts from within who are going to customize the wonderful system or the wonderful platform that you have so that it clearly responds to what they wanted. You can come with a very good system, but if the people in the utility, you get the wrong person during the project implementation or during the project design, you will not come up with what is going to answer to the problem that you wanted to solve. So 3 things. 1, always go for your aspiration, embrace technology. The second one, it is not going to be easy, and you don't get your spirit damped when you don't get it right. Take that as a learning lesson. And the third one, please know that you are the one who knows what you want. And the person that you are seeking the services from has also done a lot as to give you a platform where you can customize that system to be able to respond to your needs. So those are the 3 things that I've learned. Okay. And the final one is that technology keep on changing. So you do this today, please don't sleep.
Yeah.
Be alive to what is happening tomorrow and adjust accordingly.
We must learn all life.
Yes.
It is our destiny.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Cleophas,
Yeah.
for joining us and for sharing your knowledge and experience.
Yes.
The conversation offered a valuable look into Kenya smart metering journey and the wider energy landscape in the region. This concludes our interview. Stay with us for upcoming episodes where we will continue exploring key topics in smart energy, digitalization, and innovation.